It's Week 5 of the National Football League, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So out come the Raiders for their opening drive, and at the helm in his first year in silver and black, sixth season overall, Gardner Minshew.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Second and 2. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Lyman can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers.
And Minshew with nowhere to go, and they take him to the ground. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the shotgun, Wilson. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Here's Wilson. And the Raiders have got him. Malcolm Kuntz. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. He digs them partway out of the hole that they're in. It's an 8-yard gain, and it makes it 3rd and 12. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first. Back to throw. Wilson. Short throw caught by Dulcich. The numbers for him from a week ago. 9 catches, 52 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. You look at this Raiders defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well. They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Minshew sets to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Now Minshew. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Short throw caught by Dulcich. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's to the former Lion, Josh Reynolds. The Broncos had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching.
Throwing is Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 34. Up the middle, it's Williams. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Divine Diablo there to make the stop. Here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Play action. It's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
That is caught. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 18. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
They go play action with Wilson. That's into the hands of Reynolds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Open man is Myers. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Looking to throw it, Minshew. There's a short throw taken in by Bryant. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 3. 1st down, Raiders.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. But you look at this Bronco defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. John Franklin Myers. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. 3rd and 8. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. Now they nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down. Off play action, it's Minshew. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Here's Minshew. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They'll go Madison up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Daniel Carlson for the Raiders field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Denver's offense ready to go again. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. They go play action now. Wilson, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up, and they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's complete to Adams. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Here's Madison running on first down. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Alexander Madison, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The offense getting set again. We spotlight Javonte Williams, the running back. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Now, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter.
The 34-yard line.
To throw is Wilson. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
First and 10 at the 40.
Here's Wilson to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Still going. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got to jump here.
Defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brings up second down and 5 yards to go.
Now Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. This offense so far on third down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. He'll buy some time right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? I mean, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line. And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 45-yard line.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll look to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed. Well, they came up with points in their first. Sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Sutton gets past the sticks, and that play reminds us of the potential that he has and the production that he's given in the past, something he's certainly hoping to get back to this season.
Wilson. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Now it's Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
The kick by Lutz is good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and yeah, I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They fell last week to Cleveland, but they're on top here as they start this drive 1st and 10. Now Minshew. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Minshew sets to throw. This goes out wide from Madison. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll set up a throw. It's caught here by Adams. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. On his way to a big game throwing the football.
That's good for a Denver Broncos.
This first half. This is 2nd and long.
Want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
For the Broncos.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides.
Now it's 3rd down. Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Nice coverage that time by Levi Wallace.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos offense and Javonte Williams head out for this next drive. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now it's Wilson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he'll be out right at the 35. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Here now, a 3rd down and 8.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Minshew. There's a short throw taken in by Bryant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Off play action, it's Minshew. Got an open man, it's Michael Gallup. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, Minshew looking to throw. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Carlson able to put this one through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now.
Clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Bucs who were able to come in and win one on the road. John Wolford, a touchdown pass in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Jonathan Brooks, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Trevor Lawrence, terrific in the victory, as his guys upped their mark to 4-1 now. It was a running back, Alexander Madison, who put together a solid first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sutton. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line.
That's good. For our Denver Broncos.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here to pick up the first down and move the chains. There's Wilson to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Courtland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he puts it through. They're within 3. It's 13-10. So this drive spans 7 plays. And Courtland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On the handoff, it's Madison. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 8 yards on the run there, and that trims it to a 3rd and 11 coming up. Back to throw here. And Minshew with nowhere to go, and they take him to the ground. John Franklin Myers getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 21-yard line.
Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Minshew. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack. Here is 3rd and quite a ways. They'll look to throw here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Nick Bonito. 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. He'll take it at the 42.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards.
And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And that is incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. And that's complete to Adams. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Las Vegas.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Denver's offense now set to go.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson.
This one swung out to Williams.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
At the 40-yard line.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Wilson. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it second down.
It's now second and 6 at their 49-yard line.
Wilson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
Looking to throw. Wilson.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. Out of the gun is Minshew. And he's going to go down again.
Nick Bonito
Able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now. Now Minshew. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
Fighting through. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
On the ground, this is Williams.
And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Pulled in at the 24. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They'll start on the ground with Madison. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Minshew sets to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 51 yards on the punt there.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Wilson.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And in the second half of a tied game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's going to frustrate the coaching staff a little bit as they dialed up the deep shot, but they weren't on the same page on that play. Heck, I don't think they were in the same book. I think he thought he was going to do something else, ends up throwing it over the sidelines, well incomplete.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And now here come the Raiders. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What do you get? The fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
2nd and 5.
Here's Wilson.
Short throw caught by Dulcich. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Williams. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
110 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams.
Taken down at the 42.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Throw over the middle, taken in by Dulcich.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
That's another Broncos first down.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Back to throw. Wilson. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now it's Wilson. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. The question now, can they get closer on 3rd down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. Looking to throw. Wilson. He's got it to Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
A 54-yard attempt.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Nick Bonito.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Looking to throw it. Minshew. Over the middle, complete. That's Myers.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. Flush to his right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Back to throw. Wilson.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The defense did their job. Fourth quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it, because the offense has been yelling at him from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Here's Minshew. Bryant has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Minshew.
Fighting to stay upright. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Here comes 2nd down and 5. Minshew.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Minshew. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 31-yard line.
Nice. Well coached. A team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Here's 1st down.
Now a give to Madison. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. On the left side, Gallup's got it.
And he's going to be out of bounds to stop the clock. And they continue to move a little bit closer toward that potential game-winning field goal. All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
They'll go Madison up the middle. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Here's 2nd down and 3.
Another carry now for Madison. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Madison will score. Touchdown, Raiders.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Broncos 13.
A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Now Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
And this one's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe.
Finding Sutton.
And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
Minshew down to a knee, victory formation, and that should be just about it. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Raiders, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.